Howdy, Pioneers. I'm Tanner Lambert.
Alongside Ethan Hunter.
That's right. And welcome to your slice of Orange Sports. It is Masters Week here in America, and I cannot be more excited. I know he's excited too. But we have had a lot of sports go on. We're just getting back from spring break. We had the final rounds of the basketball tournaments in the national championship is set for tonight. Gonzaga versus Baylor. The women's concluded yesterday with Stanford Cardinal winning the title. You know who was happy about that? Mr. Tiger Woods.
That's
he was
right.
tweeting about that on Twitter, and we'd like to congratulate the Stanford women for winning the national title. We will get into the B-roll here in a second. The MLB got kicked off as well over the week that we were gone, and the NHL's in full swing as well as the NBA, and we're just so excited sports are happening again, and spring sports are starting to begin. We've had baseball and softball play. Lacrosse has been underway. Ben Keller with some great games. The boys had some nice wins over spring break, and boys volleyball as well as boys tennis is getting started here soon. We'll have more on that Friday. First, let's get started with college basketball. Let's roll the B-roll.
That's right. It was a big game and a big weekend. Baylor and Houston in the Final Four. Baylor could not be stopped. Damian Mitchell has been playing like an absolute boss. I mean, you watch this guy play, he looks like Donovan Mitchell in the NBA. Number 45, Mitchell, it's all lining up. Jared Butler as well. Balling out. There's Mitchell. The dime.
Like, Baylor looked like midseason Baylor pre their COVID spike where they had to sit out 2 weeks. It is going to be tough for Gonzaga to win this game tonight. Baylor is on fire. They're shooting the ball from behind the arc. Unstoppable. Unstoppable. The passing from Baylor we saw this weekend was insane. As you can see, 45-20 at halftime. Houston didn't really have much of a chance. They had a good run to get to the Final Four, but the Baylor defense was fantastic too. And we saw Gonzaga struggle quite a bit against 11 seed UCLA. But, I mean, my goodness, Baylor looks really good.
Both of these teams are just so complete. You have so many good players. As we were switching over to UCLA Gonzaga, and we were going to see some of the end of this game, I mean, the team was firing on all cylinders. But as I was saying, it's really just a full, complete team. UCLA, no real hero there either. Tiger Campbell gets to the bucket. They were finding a way as well. I mean, Gonzaga hasn't lost all year, and this is the closest that they came.
Right.
I mean, sit down.
Great defense by Gonzaga throughout the game. Jalen Suggs was the man, obviously, for the Zags. But UCLA, they had a good run, and they deserve a lot of credit. Got the game to overtime, and the Bulldogs were on the ropes there. But Mark Few's team, they are the most complete team in the nation. It's just Baylor is so hot right now. That's the only thing that's going to give them the edge tonight, I think. It's going to be one heck of a game. It's a late tip-off, though. The game did go to overtime, and we're going to watch the final shot here. UCLA ties it up.
That's right. Johnny Juzang hit that shot. Did not give up on the play. I'm a little surprised that Gonzaga let it happen, but Jalen Suggs, the exclamation point, question mark, period, and everything else you may need. He hit that. He really is that dude.
Right.
And you know that one's going in because, I mean, come on.
Wow.
You got the best player in the nation right now. Almost one-handed shot as well. I can't even make that if I used all my might from half court, but
it was a great game.
And that is why March basketball is so great.
It is. Jalen Suggs probably going to be lottery pick in the NBA draft here come the spring. We're going to transition to the women's tournament now.
And run up on the table like Kobe, too.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Dwayne Wade said he was on his kitchen table cheering as well.
That's right.
Crazy game. All right, on the women's side, Arizona with a huge upset over number 1 seeded UConn. Gino Onariema, that's only the 25th time in his career where he's lost to a rookie coach against him in their first game, kind of like Bill Belichick there in the NBA. I mean, Arizona just put it together, and they were a complete team, and they had a great showing against 1-seeded UConn, and they were able to pull away with the win. Here early, the first quarter, was a little slow to start. Arizona got out to a 6-0 lead. We're going to transition here to the fourth quarter now, and you can see Arizona just started to pull away.
That's right. Ari McDonald was really the X factor in this game, but the whole team. You see that big body getting to the rim.
What a move! Yeah.
They were playing great, and they didn't really give UConn a chance to come back, even though Paige Beckers is so good, as you can see her there with the ball. she will be back. She's only a freshman.
Right.
I'm assuming that she won't go to the WNBA.
She wants to win that natty.
That's right. And they can very easily next year, I feel like, make another run. It was easy for them all season, only one loss.
I think something that hurt UConn a little bit was losing Gino for the beginning of the tournament. They finally got him back. He created a little bit of spark. But, Coach Adia for Arizona, they were just a little too much for Connecticut to handle this weekend. It was a great game. Arizona with the big upset. All right, now we look at the national championship game. Stanford got in pretty easily, and Stanford controlled the game pretty much entirely there, E.
They really did. They came out early. The ending was a little crazy, and we'll see that in a bit, I hope. But Ari McDonald making every trying to be the X factor, making every shot. She had 22 points in this one, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Pellington also had 15 points. So, it was just too much to stand up for Stanford's complete team there with, 3 players in double digits.
Right, Stanford, they just had, they were the hot team coming in. Arizona had the big upset against Connecticut, but it was just too much to overcome for the Wildcats.
Yeah.
Now we're transitioning to the fourth quarter. It was a tight game all the way through, but you could just tell Stanford was the better team throughout the night.
Yeah, and they're experienced in this. The 1 seed, only 5 losses on the season, and as we go here to the end of the game,
it was close.
Nice skip. Ari McDonald is making some free throws, and as we said, only a 1-point game at the end. You will see these 2 free throws. She ain't missing those.
Right.
This is clutch time, prime time, whatever you want to call it. She had ice in her veins, but unfortunately, and this defensive stop as well. You can't ask for better. No foul, no bucket. Get the ball out of bounds. That's Arizona ball.
Right, 5.5. You've got enough time to try to make something happen. But
the lockdown defense.
Right, Stanford's defense was just too good right there for the Wildcats to overcome. A little bit of a rough shot. It was way better than what could have been expected there. Just a fantastic shot to get off there for Arizona. They had a chance right there at the end, but they couldn't pull it off. Congratulations to Stanford women on winning the tournament and the national championship there. The men will play tonight. Baylor versus Gonzaga. That's right. A late tip-off tonight.
9 o'clock, we will see Baylor and Gonzaga tip-off. Maybe drink a little coffee today and stay up for it.
Right.
Who knows if I will. But
first time since the 80s that a team has a chance to go completely undefeated. Kentucky was close a couple years ago with Anthony Davis, but the Bulldogs behind Jalen Suggs tonight could be the first team in a long time to have a completely undefeated season. Now we're going to transition into opening day and the opening week of the Major League Baseball, America's pastime. A lot of fun this week. The Reds are looking great here in Ohio, along with the Orioles, who are 3-0 somehow.
That's right. The Reds are looking very good. And you're going to see that in just a moment. But MLB starting back up, giving people hope for the spring. Spring has sprung, and those bats are flying, as you're going to see on here.
Right.
With this little B-roll that we've given right behind us, you can see Nick Castellanos and Joey Votto. But here is the game. Cincinnati Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals. He was safe. Yell at him. That pitcher ain't got nothing on you, Nick Castellanos. And
Castellanos
he is going to
had one heck of a week.
Clearing brawl.
Right. Ben Keller was not too happy with his Cardinals' performance over the week. They did win the first game, but the Reds came back. The Reds' bats have got to be the hottest bat in baseball. My goodness. Castellanos hit, I don't know how many RBIs this week. It had to be at least 10, it felt like.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic week for the Reds. They had 15 runs through their first 2 games. That's the most they've had since 2007. As you can see, the tempers were just hot in this game.
Yeah, and that rivalry always will be, but especially with standing over the pitcher and yelling at him, which I think is pretty awesome because that's my team.
Adds some flair to the baseball world.
That's right, and that's something that baseball needs. We talk about that a lot. You need something exciting to get the people watching, but this was a bench clearing brawl. The emotions were high. Only the second game of the season at this point. The Reds went on to, in this game, win again. And
there's another
three-run homer. Come on.
Yeah, Castellanos. The Reds, they looked good going into the postseason last year. Were able to sneak in there at the end. And they didn't make too many adjustments this offseason. And their goal was, we have the players now. Let's see what they can do this season. The first game, worried a little bit of Cincinnati fans there, but after the next 2, they're ready to go. Good season, hopefully in store for the Reds. They deserve it.
No undefeated teams after that first NL Central series. The Reds are in first place, tied with the Cubs at 2-1. But, it's early in the season, only one opponent. The Reds face the Pirates in the next 3 days, starting today.
Right,
so.
And Keandre Bryan is out for the Pirates, so it shouldn't be too bad for the Reds, as the best player on the Pittsburgh Pirates are not playing.
Hopefully we'll be breaking out the brooms here in Ohio. Because, as Tanner said, Pirates are looking a little shaky. We'll have to see. I mean, the Reds, this was just an all red machine coming at you. And it was a great game to watch as a Reds fan.
I don't remember what game it was, but did you see the guy whose foot got stuck in the wall while he was trying to field the third base ball and it was inside the park home run? Absolutely crazy. We've got the highest paid player in baseball now, Fernando Tatis Jr., hits an absolute dinger right here out in San Diego in a 3-1 loss to the Diamondbacks. I mean, that is way back there.
Yeah.
And
there's a reason
he's paid the most
right.
in baseball. We're going to see his teammate here in a couple seconds, Manny Machado, one of the top 5 highest paid players in baseball. The Padres are trying to do something out there in San Diego. Got the new ballpark, highest payroll, I think, besides the Yankees. Both of them are the only 2 teams with over $400 million on the payroll. We're going to go down to my Tampa Bay Rays. They were playing the Miami Marlins, and Joey Wendell is the MVP so far this season for this team. They just look absolutely fantastic. He's had a couple great RBIs. That was Yadier Molina's 2-run RBI. Joey Wendell able to sneak in. He was safe right there. Not a problem for the Tampa Bay Rays. They dropped the first game to Miami, but they are 2-1 as well, just like the Reds. And here's Wendell again, another RBI. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. Austin Meadows played really well for the Rays as well. Joey Wendell is one of those players. You can see him right there. He bats with no gloves. He's one of the OG players still in the game. He squats real low. It's really fun to watch. Oh, yeah. And he uses a wooden bat as well.
The Rays are 2-1, and they're going up against the Red Sox, who started out their first series 0-3 against the Orioles.
Right, and they got Alex Carrera back. And they dropped the first 3 to the Orioles. The Orioles are supposed to be one of the worst teams, but they're doing great.
Yeah. I mean, baseball, you never know what is going to happen with all these games.
It is just the beginning of the season, but we are so happy to have baseball back. They're going to play, right now, as it sits, 162 games. We already have seen that the Mets series with the Nationals have been postponed. And over in the hockey world, the Vancouver Canucks have 16 it's rumored 16. It's not an actual number count that's verified. 16 COVID cases out there in the North Division of the NHL. Our Columbus Blue Jackets are mightily struggling right now. 1-4 in their last 5, getting swept by Bobrovsky and the Panthers this weekend down in Sunrise, Florida. And now they open this week a 4-game homestand with 2 against Tampa Bay.
They don't even have anyone out either. It's just a full breakdown over here in Columbus. But you know what? That's all right. There's always next season, Jackets fans.
We've been saying that for 20 years. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Well, we will be back Wednesday with a national news show for you, and then Friday we'll be back with high school sports as we are underway here in the spring season. Baseball's back. You got to be excited. You got to love it. The NBA and NHL, full swing, like I said. NFL draft coming up here in Cleveland, Ohio. We have the chance to go to that. I think Ethan might make his trip up. We don't know. We'll see. That'd be kind of fun. We'll see you Wednesday.
Turn on some sports this weekend. It's everywhere. Goodbye.